Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Rachel and I am knitting. Not right now, but most of the time. For today's video, I want to introduce you to a nifty little gadget that I have purchased from Autumn Goodman of Size Inclusive Collective. If you're not familiar, Autumn runs an Instagram account called Size Inclusive Collective where she curates lists of size inclusive knitting and crochet patterns. Also, recently, Autumn has introduced to Knitstagram this little device called the Cordsmith. Essentially, this is 3 latch hooks attached to a 3D printed handle, and the function of this is to make knitting I-cords a million times faster and easier. So I thought I would make a short video to walk you through how to use this little gadget and let you know my thoughts. Before I really get started though, I want to go over just why I chose to purchase a Cordsmith. I actually purchased 2, and if I remember correctly, I was Autumn's very first customer. So when Autumn posted about this in her Instagram stories on her Size Inclusive account, I immediately knew that I wanted to purchase 2 of them. I wanted one for myself, and I'll tell you why in a moment, but I also wanted to get one for my niece. My niece has watched me knit, her mom knit, our sister knit, her brother knit. Yeah, my niece has watched a lot of her family members knit. Now, my mom too. So basically, so many people in our family knit, and my niece has watched this happen. She has wanted to join in with us, but she hasn't been able to quite get the motion down. So I thought that a Cordsmith would be a great accessible starting point for her to participate in the knitting shenanigans that we get up to when we're at family gatherings, so she doesn't feel left out, and also so she can kind of start to learn the anatomy of knitting stitches should she choose to continue to pursue that interest as she gets older. So no pressure for her at all, but I wanted to get this for her as an access point to kind of bridge the gap that she's been experiencing with getting the hang of knitting. Now, that explains why I wanted to get 1. Why did I want to get 2? Because I wanted to be able to turn my heavyweight skeins into I-cord quickly. I have this I-cord machine, which I purchased on Amazon, and I'll link it in the video description box. I love this I-cord machine. Basically, you untwist this part and you wedge this on your tabletop or bench or wherever you're having it. So you open this up to the width you need for it to clamp down on your chosen surface. You weave your yarn in through these 4 latch hooks, and you essentially crank an I-cord. But if you look at these latch hooks, they're not especially big. They're kind of small latch hooks, which means that this I-cord machine doesn't really work for any yarn that is above a fingering weight. That's fine. That's all well and good. I have a ton of fingering weight that I could use if I wanted to really, make a lot of I-cord. But I also have DK weight skeins, worsted weight skeins, bulky weight skeins that I often have leftovers of, and I would love to make those leftovers into I-cords. But I have not ever been able to with my existing I-cord machine. So when I saw the Cordsmith, it was immediately apparent to me that these latch hooks are much bigger than the latch hooks on my hand cranked I-cord machine. So I was immediately sold because I want to be able to make I-cords with thicker weight yarn. So that's why I purchased 2 of them. At the time of purchase, I think it was $25 for 1 Cordsmith, and then each additional Cordsmith you purchased would be $20. and then the cost of shipping added on. So I paid $45 plus shipping. I think all told it was somewhere like 49 something dollars. I think shipping was $4 and some change. So yes, I got 2 Cordsmiths from Autumn to me for less than $50. I think that's a great deal just to try it out. So let me show you how this works. All right, so the first thing that you need to do when using the Cordsmith is to cast on. One way to do this is to cast on 3 stitches onto your knitting needle. So I've just done a slip knot and then cast on 2 additional stitches with backwards loop. Slide those off your knitting needle and get them situated on each of the 3 latch hooks of your Cordsmith. Okay, now I've slid down the stitches so they're past the latch on these hooks. Okay, you're making sure that each of these latches are open and look like that. And then you bring the tail of your yarn and rest it over the top of each of the 3 latches. Grab your tail and pull down. At first, it's a little tricky. You saw I had to help it a little bit. So I'll show you again. There we go. So I'm bringing from one side to the other and pulling down. And after a certain number of times you've done that, you will start to see your I-cord grow. It does get easier as your I-cord grows. You can see it looks kind of sloppy here at the beginning, but as I continue, the tension is evening out, the I-cord is growing, so I have something to hold on to. This is so much faster than hand knitting I-cord.
I also want to add that this is not the only I-cord tool in production. You can also find one from the Cranky Spinster, and hers has a wooden handle.
So while that's probably the most straightforward way to use the Cordsmith, meaning using it just for a simple I-cord, just as if you would hand knit the I-cord, except using the machine instead of going stitch by stitch, I've also seen Autumn share videos of people using the Cordsmith to knit an applied I-cord edge, which is when you add I-cord edging for a collar or a hem or a button band. You can use the Cordsmith for that too. I may make a separate video on that, but in the meantime, you can head over to Size Inclusive Collective. There are a ton of videos on her page showing you different ways to use the Cordsmith. So, what do you think? Would you use this? And if so, what would you use it for? I think that this is a great tool. I'm very excited to show my niece how to use this, and I think that we will have a lot of fun making I-cords together. So there you go, a short but sweet introduction to the Cordsmith. If you get one, let me know, and happy I-cording, happy knitting, happy whatever. I hope you're happy. Okay, that's all. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you don't already, and hit that notification bell to be notified of my next upload. Last but not least, head over to Instagram and follow me at Rachel is Knitting if you don't already. All right, see you later. Bye.